I don't order delivery much anymore. Not after what happened last fall. It was late. Around 11 p.m., rain was tapping against my apartment window. That kind of cold, dreary night where you just want comfort food and a blanket. I'd had a brutal week at work, so I caved and ordered pizza through one of those apps. Nothing fancy, just a pepperoni with extra cheese. The app said my driver's name was Mark, and his little car icon was zipping toward me on the map. ETA, 15 minutes. Cool, I thought. I dimmed the lights, put on some lo-fi music, and waited. The app pinged. Your order has arrived. I glanced out the window, expecting headlights or the glow of a phone screen, but the street was empty. Just wet asphalt reflecting the streetlights. Weird, but whatever, maybe he parked around the corner. Then came the knock. Slow, deliberate. Like he was testing the door. I grabbed the cash. $20 plus a type hand opened the door. The guy standing there, he didn't look like a Mark. He was tall, wiry, with this greasy baseball cap pulled low over his eyes. His delivery bag was slung over one shoulder, but it looked empty, deflated. No pizza box smell, no warmth. Just him, staring at me, holding this damp paper bag with my name scribbled on it in marker. Hey, I said, forcing a smile. Pizza for me? He didn't answer right away, just tilted his head like he was sizing me up. Then he grinned too wide, too many teeth, and said, "Yeah, for you." His voice was scratchy like he smoked a pack a day. He handed me the bag and our fingers brushed. His were ice cold, clammy. I flinched, but he didn't. He just kept staring. I mumbled a thanks and started to close the door, but he stuck his foot in the gap. Not aggressive, just casual, like he belonged there. "You live alone, huh?" he said. My stomach dropped. I froze, clutching the bag. "What?" I managed to choke out. He shrugged, still grinning. "Just a guess. Quiet place. No one else around." I forced a laugh, said something dumb like, "Yeah, just me and the pizza," and shoved the door shut, locking it fast. My hands were shaking as I bolted the deadbolt. I heard him chuckle through the wood, low, guttural, and then his footsteps squished away down the wet hallway. I stood there, heart pounding, listening until I couldn't hear him anymore. The bag was still in my hands. I don't know why I didn't just throw it out right then, but I was curious or stupid. I set it on the counter and peeled it open. The pizza was there, sure, cold and soggy, like it'd been sitting out for hours. But underneath, there was something else, a folded piece of paper. My fingers hesitated, hovering over it. I could feel my pulse in my throat as I unfolded it. It was a photo, a blurry, grainy shot of me, standing in my kitchen, wearing the same hoodie I had on right then, taken through my window, from the street, and scrawled across the bottom in red pen, "You should close your blinds." I dropped it, stumbled back. My apartment felt too small, too exposed. I ran to the window blinds wide open, just like always, and yanked them shut. The street was empty again, but I swear I saw something move in the shadows. A figure, a car, I couldn't tell. I called the delivery app's support line, practically screaming at them, but they said Mark was a verified driver, no complaints, no red flags. They'd look into it. Yeah, right. That night, I didn't sleep. Every creak in the building, every gust of wind made me jump. I kept repeating his words. "You live alone, huh?" How did he know? Had he been watching me before? Was it just a lucky guess? I checked the app again. His driver profile was gone, deleted. like he'd never existed. The worst part? A week later, I found another note. Slipped under my door this time. No delivery, no warning. Just 2 words in that same red scrawl. Miss me? I moved out the next day. New apartment, new city. But I still don't order delivery. And every time I hear a knock, I feel that cold, clammy touch on my skin all over again. I used to love ride shares. Cheap, convenient, no hassle. I'd hop in, scroll my phone, and tune out the world. That was before last summer, before I met Daniel. Now, I'd rather walk through a storm than get in a stranger's car again. It was a Friday night, muggy and hot, the kind of heat that sticks to your skin. I'd been out with friends at this dive bar downtown, and by 1 a.m., I was done. Battery on my phone was low, but I had just enough juice to request a ride. The app pinged. Daniel, black sedan, 5 minutes away. I stood on the curb, the neon bar sign buzzing overhead, watching headlights streak by. Then this car rolled uphold, beat up, black as tar. The window slid down and a guy leaned out. "You my ride?" I asked. He nodded, barely looking at me. "Get in." The car smelled wrong the second I opened the door. Not like cigarettes or stale food, more like damp earth, metallic, sharp. I hesitated, but I was tired, and the bar was closing up. I slid into the back seat. The upholstery was cracked, sticky under my hands. No phone charger, no water bottle, none of that usual rideshare stuff. Just a faint hum from the engine, and this guy, Daniel, hunched over the wheel. His hair was long, greasy, spilling out from under a faded cap. He didn't say a word, just pulled into traffic. I checked the app to make sure the route was right. My place was only 10 minutes away, but the map glitched, spinning in circles. "Hey, you know where we're going, right?" I said, leaning forward. He didn't turn around, just muttered, "Yeah, I know." His voice was low, gravelly, like he hadn't spoken all day. I sat back, brushing it off. Maybe he was just a weirdo. I've had worse drivers. But then we passed my street. Not missed it, passed it. I saw the sign, clear as day under the streetlights. "Hey man, that was my turn," I said, louder this time. He didn't respond, just kept driving, hands tight on the wheel. The city lights started fading. Fewer buildings, more trees, more darkness. My heart kicked up. "Dude, stop the car. I need to get out." Nothing. Silence. Then he chuckled. Soft, raspy, like it was stuck in his throat. I banged on the window, yanked the handle, locked. "Let me out!" I shouted. That's when he finally turned his head, just enough for me to see his profile. His jaw was slack, his skin pale, almost gray. And his eyes, I caught them in the rearview mirror. They weren't right, too wide, too glassy, like he wasn't even blinking. "We're almost there," he said. "You'll like it." Almost where? My phone was dead by then. No GPS, no way to call for help. The road was narrow, winding through woods I didn't recognize. No streetlights, just the headlights cutting through the dark. I started clawing at the seat, looking for anything, a weapon, a way out. That's when I felt it under my fingers. Scratches. Deep, jagged marks carved into the leather. Like someone else had been here, fighting to escape. The car slowed down. We pulled into this clearing, overgrown, abandoned, nothing but trees and shadows. He stopped, killed the engine. The silence was deafening. I could hear my own breathing, shallow and stopped fast. He turned fully then, facing me. His grin stretched too far, splitting his face. "End of the line," he said, and in his hand, a glint of metal. A knife? A key? I couldn't tell. I didn't wait to find out. I threw myself at the door, slamming my shoulder into it. By some miracle, it popped open. Maybe he'd unlocked it. Maybe it was broken. I stumbled out, fell into the dirt, and ran. Branches snapped under my feet, tearing at my arms. I didn't look back, but I heard him whistling, slow and off-key, like he wasn't even chasing me. Like he knew I wouldn't get far. I don't know how long I ran. Hours, maybe. Dawn was breaking when I stumbled onto a gas station, half dead from adrenaline. The clerk called the cops. They found the car later, empty, abandoned, no plates, no trace of Daniel. The rideshare company said there was no record of my trip, no driver named Daniel, nothing, like it never happened.